Hey everyone, Romeo here, a fellow Spanish language learner. In a previous video, I showed how I trained ser versus estar for 7 days. And what changed wasn't what I knew, it was how fast I can actually use it. But then I moved on to the next two modules, regular verbs and irregular verbs. And something interesting happened. The hesitation, it came back.
Yesterday.
Number 6, you all closed the store last night. Ustedes cierran la tienda anoche.
You
Cierran.
guys closed the shop last night.
Cierran. Cerraron. So I said that wrong. Cerraron. And that's when I realized something important. This isn't a one-time fix. Every time the structure changes, the hesitation comes back. So in this video, I want to show you exactly what happened when I moved from ser versus estar to regular verbs to irregular verbs, and then why the same problem kept showing up over and over again. When I started Module 2, regular verbs, I expected it to be easier. It wasn't. I was still hesitating and I was still building sentences piece by piece, more or less. I even caught myself saying things like, trabajo hoy, which is just wrong. And I remember saying, that was tough. Not because I didn't know the words, but because I couldn't retrieve the structure fast enough. But by day 11, something started to change. I wasn't perfect, but I was starting to say full sentences faster. And instead of stopping, I started correcting myself after I spoke. We ate the meal at home. Nosotros comemos la comida en casa.
We eat food at home.
Oh, we ate it at home. We ate it. So, we ate it. Comimos. Nosotros comimos la comida en casa.
We ate the food at home.
Yeah, okay, so that's a big shift. I went from thinking first, then speaking, to speaking first and then correcting. And then by day 14, something else happened. I actually caught myself saying I'm going too fast. Yo abrí la puerta en el hotel. I'm going too fast for myself.
I opened the door at the hotel.
Number 8, you wrote the message yesterday. Tú escribiste el mensaje ayer. That's a completely different problem. I wasn't trying to figure out what to say anymore. I was trying to control how fast I was saying it. So in Module 2, I went from building sentences slowly to producing them faster to managing speed and accuracy. And then I moved into Module 3, irregular verbs. Then everything broke again. Day 15 felt like I was starting over. I remember literally saying, come on. Because now it wasn't just structure, it was irregular forms. And this is where it became obvious. You don't just struggle with Spanish in general, you struggle with specific structures under pressure. By day 18, I started noticing exactly what the issue was. I even said, let's see if I can remember the stem changes. So let's see if I can do better than yesterday by remembering the stem changes of the irregular verbs and especially in a preterite. That's different. That's not confusion. That's awareness. I knew exactly what was breaking. I just couldn't retrieve it fast enough. And by day 21, I was still making mistakes, but they were different mistakes. I wasn't blanking anymore. I wasn't stopping mid-sentence. I was just slightly off. And that tells you something important. I was no longer trying to figure it out. I was trying to stabilize it. So when you zoom out, here's what actually happened. Module 1, ser versus estar, hesitation drops. Module 2, regular verbs, hesitation comes back. Module 3, irregular verbs, hesitation comes back again. Every time the structure changed, the hesitation came back. Not because I didn't know it, but because I hadn't trained recall for that specific structure yet. And just to clarify, I do know Spanish. I can understand it. I can read it. I can follow conversations. But that doesn't mean that I can always say what I want when I want to say it. And that's the difference. Knowing Spanish and being able to use it in real time are not the same thing. And part of the reason is simple. I'm not a native speaker. I don't use Spanish all day, every day. I'm not constantly choosing between fui or era or estuve or estaba in real conversations. And even if I had a tutor, that still wouldn't solve this specific problem. Because in conversation, you don't get enough repetitions of the same structure over and over under pressure. So what I need isn't just more conversation. I need targeted repetition until I can retrieve it instantly. And the advantage of doing it in the way that I'm doing it is that I can train it on my own time at my own pace. That's what this is solving. Not learning Spanish, but making what I already know usable when I speak. And this is the mistake that most people make. They think once they understand something, they should be able to use it. But that's not how this works. Understanding is recognition, and speaking is recall. I understood regular verbs. I understood irregular verbs, but I still hesitated until I trained them. And that's what this process is doing. Every sentence forces me to produce first, check after, and move on over and over again. The goal is simple. Take what you already understand and make it usable under pressure. And I'm not done yet. Next, I'm moving into Module 4, reflexive verbs. And if this pattern holds, I already know what's going to happen. The hesitation is probably going to come back again, and I'll have to train it again. So, if you're in that position where you understand Spanish but hesitate when you speak or feel like your progress keeps resetting, this is why. It's not that you don't know Spanish, it's that you haven't trained recall for every structure yet. If you find these video breakdowns helpful, be sure to give this video a like. And if you want to train your recall in the same way I am, check out Structure Recall at the link in the description. And as always, until the next video, good luck on your journey to building more functional, usable Spanish. Peace.